Oh, man. What an incredible show this has been so far. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, welcome to our band show. This is our 15th episode, and tonight we are live with ShortWave RadioBand, who, as you might have just seen, absolutely have been rocking it right here in our studio. I am one of your hosts, Christian Ivanko, but this show is produced by many great and amazing people, so allow me to introduce not only my co-creator, co-producer, but co-host, Patrick, to the stream. Pat, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, how's it going, Christian? We're here and basically having a great time. ShortWave RadioBand, thank you very much for being here on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself, guys. This has been an absolute incredible evening, but let's keep that conversation going. The chat is certainly keeping the conversation going. Before we jump into, and I know Pat has plenty of questions prepared, so hang on to your seats, everyone. But we were getting you guys rock hearts and metal emojis from Jamie Peppenweist. I hope I said that right. Katie Scullen is saying that you're killing it, guys.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Oh, there you go. Love the support. Chad Flewelling, we know who that is.
Yeah, we do.
He said he has a question. So, Pat, I guess, since I kind of segued into that, let's ask Chad's question, and maybe it'll set the stage for what you have planned for us. Chad wants to know, and I guess Chat too, what is your favorite show you've ever played?
I don't know. Probably with Erie at Albany Distilling, because that's where we met our besties. Right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. We peaked at Desperate Annie's that one time. Yeah. That's all I know.
That's right. We did peak very early in our career.
Some of these shows where everything goes wrong are sometimes the most fun shows in the end, when there's technical sound check problems and the wiring's bad in the venue and stuff like that. Actually turns out to be like some of my more fun shows.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I move around a lot, and I've remember when we played on a flimsy stage, and I was moving around, and the microphone kept punching me in the face like the entire set. But that was fun.
The best shows are the ones you leave with a minor injury.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my experience.
Absolutely.
Used to play this place in Poughkeepsie that I loved with all of my heart called The Loft. And it was a part of the Chance Theater, and there were these low-hanging speakers. And I remember when I was 13 playing my first show, I go down to plug my pedals in, and as I stand back up, I slam my head on the top of the speakers, and the sound guy, Ken, just says, "Welcome, you're in now."
There you go.
And I was like, okay, rite of passage.
There's no blood on the
Little
shirt.
blood,
It's not cool, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's got to be authentic. No one likes the punk band that signs to the major label. It's
Right.
just a thing.
Yeah.
Even though that is
Don't worry
less than
about that
Jake's
with
best
us.
record, the forums can stop. Whatever. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
We
right
could
now.
do at dinner. We'll talk less than Jake all night.
We'll talk less than Jake at dinner, but Pat has a lot he wants to talk about, so I'm going to reintroduce my co-host here, Pat, who I know has been chomping at the bit, if you will, to ask some questions. The bit or bite? I don't know. Pat, take it away.
It's the bit.
Yeah, sure. It's I do have a couple questions, and mainly I just want to jump in and ask Andy, because I know you do a podcast, the Unsigned podcast there, 518, the Albany area code. And why don't you just kind of tell us like how that's rocking and rolling, and how that got started, and how it kind of ties into the band.
I mean, it's definitely rocking and or rolling. I'm on like 115 episodes or something like that, and it's been on less than 2 years. Started in May of 2022, but it's just I bring local musicians on. I try to make it non-genre. Like, obviously I'm a rock guy, but I like to have, folk singers and hip-hop artists and jazz and jam bands, and just trying to give unsigned bands a voice to be able to like come on the show and tell the story how they want to tell it. I don't interview them per se. It's just couple people getting to know each other that have common interests, and they're telling their story, and then we play some of their music, and that's about the gist of what it is. I got into it because I think it's awesome, and it's helped the band because I talk about us on literally every episode.
The mission statement seems like we have a lot in common. I love that you're doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's fantastic. And keep your eyes peeled. You might see some friendly faces sooner than later on the podcast. So subscribe and follow Andy anywhere that you can. Yeah, so, what was the, I guess like we got to the motivation, but what has the result been? What's like the fruits of this labor been like?
I have, I don't know, probably a small base of people that listen to the show every week, but they're a very engaged base. I try to be accessible to anybody that listens to the show, anybody that wants to come on the show, anybody like it's very easy. Usually it's like a DM to my Instagram. They'll say, hey, I want to come on the show. And I say, hey, what about this Sunday? And they say, all right, cool. What time? And I say noon, and then it's done. And then they come on the show. Like I try to keep it very easy. I'm not somebody that's going to seek like legitimacy of the band or like check how many followers they have or whatever. If you're an active band in the 518 or close by and you want to come on the show, you're welcome to come on the show. That's my philosophy.
I just want to know how you book that easily. From someone who does the booking here and in other places, it does not happen that easily. Now, it always works out when it happens.
Yeah, sometimes there's certainly been, back and forth dozens of times, because obviously everybody's got weird schedules and everything. But sometimes, if they're accessible, I'm usually like, come on by, let's record an episode,
Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever had, I believe it's Chris from Poison Noise on the podcast?
Jordan?
Jordan, right,
Yeah,
right.
I did have Jordan on the podcast. That's actually how we met him. I was like super into what he was doing. So he was actually one that I reached out to him and said, hey, love you to come on the show. It's about, sometimes I reach out to them, sometimes they reach out to me. But Jordan I reached out to him because I was a fan of what he was doing with the pedals.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I brought that up to say that the band is using their very own pedals tonight, and I picked one up because it's absolutely awesome and sounds amazing. Shout out to Poison Noise. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's such a cool story. This is not sponsored. This is just pure community. Hats off to you and congrats to everything. And this pedal sounds fantastic. So I'm holding in my hands the Pork Pie by Poison Noise, ShortWave RadioBand, and I see the little unsigned 518 hat. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about this awesome pedal we've been listening to tonight?
I'm going to let Lonny handle that.
Yeah, we decided to do it as a collaboration of Poison Noises, our band, and the Unsigned 518 podcast, because we all have some kind of common thread there between us. And it's just cool that all the bands that are doing it, what I've noticed amongst all of them, and a lot of them are friends and stuff like that too, but some people that I've met because of the pedal, is just the energy. Like, I don't even want to talk about the pandemic, but coming out of that and just having to like jump start with, jumper cables or something, everybody to get their energy back. And it's like, we saw what Jordan was doing with the pedals and I wanted to be a part of it. And at every band that's been a part of it, it seems like their energy has just been more excitement. They're going somewhere again. It's just brought us, it's just like left the whole pandemic thing behind, and we started this whole new chapter, and it's excitement. It's just good ground for taking off, and new material, new ideas. All the bands that are doing it are having fun.
Yeah, and it explains that beautiful fuzz grit that you guys have to your sound, which
oddly,
isn't
like, not to interrupt you, but like
sure.
oddly, every band that's doing it, no one has communicated with each other, and we're all doing something completely different.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
there's people that are putting together these Poison Noise pedal boards that are.
You have 3 on
I've
your
got
board.
3, but I'm like way behind. I've seen people that have 6 or 8 Poison Noise pedals that are custom from each band that they enjoy listening to or touring with or whatever they're doing out there. So, I'm buying some from other bands. They're buying it from us. Everyone's just supporting each other, and that's what excites me the most about the project going on with the pedals right now.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to have my first in the fleet as a guitarist myself. And it's really cool that some alumni as well, the Snorts and Erie, have some pedals. So, again, not sponsored by any means, but we just wanted to shout out an awesome entrepreneur in the community. Go check out Poison Noise. And Ryan, I know you have a Poison Noise pedal on your rig as well, don't you?
I do. I have our signature pork pie right on here for fuzz. Love it.
It makes it go grr.
Hell yeah. So, man, there's just like almost too much to talk about with you guys. Pat, what about you, man? How you feeling back there?
Hey, feeling great. I'm enjoying all the music so far tonight. And, to continue with the podcast theme, I listened to this one podcast, Brett Easton Ellis. He asked this one question on every single show, or mostly every show. And it's basically, he wants to know from his guests, what do you think about the Eagles? So I'm going to throw it out there to the band and throw it to John. Why don't you start and let us know, and then we can see what everyone else thinks.
About the Eagles?
Yeah.
Don Henley is a singing drummer, so I got to give him respect there. I'll start with that.
I hate the Eagles, but Don Henley had fantastic hair, and I like Joe Walsh.
There you go. Okay. I too like the Eagles.
I said I hate the Eagles. This guy only hears what he wants to hear. He's like, yeah, I love the Eagles too. Hotel California.
What about you, Ryan?
I wonder if you're waiting for me to say, it's been a long day, but I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
I'm not waiting for you to say that.
I love the Eagles. I think they're one of the greatest bands of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sorry.
in my top 5. Saw them last year as a singer. I could not believe how well their voices still sounded at the age they're at, and the performance they gave. It was top tier. So
Fair.
one of the best bands in my opinion.
Not for me.
Fair enough. Hey, to each their own, So listen, guys, speaking of great songs and really good music, you guys have a lot more of that in store for us. So I do want to talk in a few seconds here about your latest song, Plastic, which will be the first song we hear in the upcoming set. But before we do that, I want to tell everyone at home, first of all, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And if you guys want to support and continue to help grow this channel, as we said, the community of local bands that come on, all you have to do is subscribe, like, comment, and share if you want to show you care. We'd really appreciate that. And it would greatly help not only us, not only our crew who pour their heart and soul into this production, and we'd love to shout all of them out and just shine a light on the amazing work that they do. Thank you guys so much for being such a rock steady, solid team. We certainly, it takes a village, and we have a great one here at the R Band show community. So we want to thank you guys so much. But also follow the band and go to their Spotify, go to their YouTube channel, go to their social media. And would one of you mind telling them where the best spot to sort of find all the shortwave radio stuff is?
It would probably be the Instagram. Instagram, just _shortwave _RadioBand. Sometimes I cross post to Facebook, but I'm an Instagram guy. I like the Instagram. I like the gram.
Depending on your generation, Facebook and Instagram got you covered.
Yeah.
Cool. And you guys are there for all of it. We love that.
We are.
And we're about to be here for this next tune, which you guys just released, Plastic. What can you tell us about this song? I like it, but I want to know what you guys can say about it. The inspiration, the vibe. What can you tell us?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really want to tell you too much about it because I think everybody hears a song and they connect with something, and you might connect with something about it that I didn't connect with within the Eagles, for instance.
Hey, take it easy.
We do have a song
Good one.
called Lost Our Minds, but we're having fun. And that song's really about just everybody coming together and the whole music scene that we're a part of and helping each other out, and everyone, like, rising tide raises all ships. I think Plastic is the exact opposite in some ways. It's sort of, in some ways, it touches on some of the things that separate us, that divide us into different categories of the, hey, we can't hang out because you might do this and I can't do that because I'm part of this. But I don't want to go deep into some kind of meaning because it might be really superficial for some people. So,
well, then you know what? Let's jump into the tune and we'll all interpret it ourselves. One thing I know is we're all going to enjoy it. So, gentlemen, take it away. The second set of the evening, starting off with the newest tune from ShortWave RadioBand, Plastic, live on our band show. See you guys on the other side.